Clare Dunne, take a bow. Oh my goodness, take a bow. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am the Film Cubano. I appreciate you stopping by. Today, I'm talking about the new Amazon original film, Herself. Real quick before we get started, if you guys do enjoy the video, please consider subscribing, leaving a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. It does help my small little channel grow, and that would mean a lot to me. As I watched this film, it sort of felt like Marriage Story, only way more toxic of a relationship. And those two hated each other. I mean, if you have seen Marriage Story, that is toxic relationship 101. This is like toxic relationship master level classes, all right? Within the first few minutes of this film, I could see it being pretty triggering to people who may have dealt with some sort of abuse in their past. Definitely. Little disclaimer, okay? If that's something that's happened to you, just be careful with the first few minutes of this film. It's worth noting that this movie took Clare Dunne about a decade to bring to the screen. Dunne not only wrote this film, but she also plays the lead, which I think, in this case, was a really smart decision because she wrote a part that she really knew how to bring to life, and I love that she took on that responsibility to play the role. Dunne plays a woman named Sandra who is trying to escape from this abusive relationship with her husband, soon-to-be ex-husband, and trying to take her two little girls out of the house and start a new life together so that they can all escape this incredibly toxic and dangerous situation. And in doing so, she finds an empty plot of land and decides that this is going to be the area secluded that she builds a house to protect herself and her kids from her ex-husband. Now, real quick, I will say I always feel a little bit bad for the male actors in these kinds of movies because, look, I'm sure this guy's real nice in real life, but I mean, in this movie, there's no other way to say it. He's a piece of shit. He is human garbage. He is one of the worst types of humans that could exist. One of the things you'll notice as you watch this movie is that there are not a lot of still shots. Borderline feels like handy cam, unsteady filmmaking. They're just following Sandra through this really rocky phase of her life. The camera is constantly moving with her and following everything she does. It's a really smart choice on the part of the filmmakers to add something like that, which can potentially be subtle, but helps you feel like you're really there with her, or that you're just kind of watching as it all unfolds. Now, not only is Clare Dunne great, but the rest of the supporting cast is also phenomenal. I also just want to note, there's an actor in this film with Down syndrome, and that's awesome, because I love when films represent the real world as it is. There's plenty of people that deserve to be represented on film, and actors with Down syndrome who are just as capable 100% deserve to be there. And this kid is great in the role that he's given. The whole cast is pretty diverse, all different shapes and sizes and skin colors and accents, and it's just great to see. It really adds to this sense of realism and community that the film really tries to drive home. Obviously, no film is perfect. The pacing and the tone of the movie, it kind of straddles this line between family-friendly, random dance montage moments and like really triggering, uncomfortable domestic violence. But at the same time, I think that it's really just trying to show you the incredibly random ups and downs that life is filled with. And even if your life is not filled with them, they exist for somebody else. And this is showing us all how chaotic somebody's life can be. I think that while some of those tonal issues can be a little bit jarring during the film, they take such a great, realistic approach to how they're telling the story that overall it still works. And it's important that films like this exist because subject matters like this need to be talked about. And a lot of times, movies help make that subject matter a little bit more palatable to get through. So while what Clare Dunne created, maybe not necessarily the first ever film to show this sort of stuff, is unique in its own right for the way in which it's shot and the overall raw approach that they've taken to telling a story like this. There will never be enough films like this. Adding one more to the archive, only a good thing. Let me know what you guys thought if you already saw it. I'd love to hear and talk about everybody's opinions on these kinds of things. If you didn't see it, consider giving it a watch. It's on Amazon and it is worth checking out. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, leave a like on the video, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.